You are now tuning in to Palaver with your host.
It's your boy, D Blank, but you know they call me D Frex in these streets.
With co-host.
I said, tell me what's really going on. Sean Daddy's back up in this thing. I'm ready. What's happening?
Now let's start the show.
Wait, I thought it was pronounced Palaver.
Excuse me. Intern, shut the
Yo. Welcome back, yo. Welcome back to another spectacular episode.
That's right. That's right.
Listen, man, I just want to say, in some time, we're going to have to start calling you guys something, you know? I don't know, probably like the Palavers or something along those lines where, you know, we want to shout out the listeners out there and the supporters and just appreciate y'all every day. We got a name coming for y'all. Hopefully soon we going to brainstorm. That's just something that passed through our minds. Let's start the show. We told y'all we were going to talk about last week, but before we get into that, you know, how you feeling this week, Sean?
I'm all right.
You all right? Just straight?
Yeah, I'm all right.
You want to know how I'm feeling?
How you feeling?
So I've been going to the gym repeatedly lately.
That's what I
you
like
know
to
what I'm saying?
hear. That's what I like to hear.
And if there's one thing that I remember that I hate when I go to the gym, is like, fam, I be trying to, when I went to the gym the other day, I saw like a handful of people I knew.
Yeah.
But I would peep them first, so I would like steer in a way or go to a machine like the Stairmaster or something like that where I know they can't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't lift. I would go to Stairmaster, do like the elliptical or whatever. I don't do the elliptical. I don't know why that came to my mind. Anyways, it comes to a point where they finally make eye contact with you. You know what I'm saying? And at that point, you're like, I don't even want to, like, I just want to give them the, hey, yo, what's up? And keep doing what I'm doing.
That's it.
But then they walk over. And now you're put in a position where it's like, all right, hopefully he's just walking by me because the locker room's behind me or you want to get a drink of water or whatever. No. They want to freaking talk to you about stuff that has nothing to do with nothing. And my whole thing with that is like, bro, you know why I'm here? This is not a Starbucks. We're not here to converse with one another. I'm here to pump and burn my calories.
Exactly.
Because then you find yourself talking to this person for 30 minutes, 20 minutes. And you're like, yo, bro, I just lost 30 minutes of my workout. Now the gym about to close. Not what the freak I'm supposed to do.
Or you might just have a routine where, you know, you go home at a certain time, you go get something at a certain time.
That
it's
too.
just you had a schedule in your head.
That too.
On God.
And now.
I abhor that. You ain't lying, D. Don't talk to me.
And now you got to freaking do makeup for the routine the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yo, bro, now that really sets me back. So people out there, when you see me at the gym, if you see me at the gym, or if you see anybody at the gym, please keep to yourself, send them a text message, or keep conversation brief.
Give a pound. Is it, yo, what up, dads? Boop.
Because I got my headphones on, bruh.
Simple as that.
If he was on the streets and you saw me with headphones on, you're not going to bother me?
Oh.
It's the headphone rule, bro. I'm in the gym with my headphones on. Don't talk to me, bruh.
That's what bothers me because now I feel like either I have to accelerate my workout and I don't get the amount of rest time that I usually need, or I just have to truncate my workout and have to just cut it in half, like you said. And now it's like, damn, I don't feel like I got a good workout in.
The freak out.
I don't like that. Even here, let me throw you some ideas at you because this is what I do. Well, recently I started going to the gym at 5 a.m. just so I could avoid people and get my day started. I do that 3 days out of the week, and the other 3 to 4 days if I go 7 days. But if I go, I usually try to get 6 days in. And I actually, you know, it's actually has been extremely conducive to me in being prepared for like my grad school classes and just my regular classes. So like work classes. I read now. I read in between sets. And you know what I like about this? People look at me with this look of bewilderment. They look at me like I have 5 legs on my head. And not because I'm a black man reading, just because I'm reading at the gym. People don't read nowadays.
So let me get this straight.
So,
Just to get
go
a
ahead.
view. Just
Yeah.
get a visual.
Yeah.
So you'll have the book with you,
I have the book with me.
and then you'll do the sets. Are you bumping music or not bumping music?
I also have these large Beats by Dre's on my head just to have them on my head.
But you're not
so now I
listening.
have two things, but I'm not listening to music. I'm not one of those. I can't listen to music and read.
Got you. I'm just trying to see.
No, absolutely.
So they're nothing playing, but you read the book so people don't bother you.
Well, technically, not for people who don't bother me. It's like I'm just saying that's a strategy if you want to use. I know you said last week you were reading that personal health.
Yeah, procrastination.
So basically, it's basically a way for me to circumvent people coming and approaching me, but at the same time, the main goal of that was so I could be more prepared and
Gotcha.
for like my grad school classes, because I do find like I don't have enough time to read for grad school, but I have to read like 3 sections. I'm doing Romeo and Juliet right now, Liddy, and To Kill a Mockingbird. That's a lot of reading of its own. I like to be ahead of my students, and it's just like, damn. So I usually read about 5 things at a time.
You should know To Kill a Mockingbird on like the back of your hand, bro.
I never read. Never read it. Sorry, I've read To Kill a Mockingbird multiple times, but I didn't have to teach any of those books the past 2 years in my old school, so it's not fresh in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
And just a quick thing before we move on, it's counterproductive for me to read because I'll be on my phone and people just look at that like, oh, he's probably surfing social media. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. It's just, I don't know. It also just, the studies show that you have a lot more mental clarity and just when you work out. They say it's great to work out before you're going to go take an exam or something along those lines. So I've come to find out that I'm also a lot more receptive to what I'm reading, and it's resonating a lot more rather than when I'm home on my bed. Sometimes I read something 18 times, like, shit, what did I just read? When I'm working out, I'm grasping the content like that. I love it. So I'm just saying, try it one day.
I'm going to try. And anything you learned this week?
Yeah, let me check my notes because I think I definitely did. Yeah, this was phenomenal. I told you guys I'm reading Becoming Nicole. Listen, it has been scientifically proven by scientists who study gender that a son born to a woman who undergoes stress early in her pregnancy is more likely to grow up being gay than a son born to a non-stressed mother. I'm gonna leave it at that, D-Blank, because I don't want to say anything ambivalent and my comments become misconstrued by our Palavers. We don't know what we're calling them yet. And also, I don't want to add any of my misinformed, because I don't know too much on that topic, or irrelevant comments, and people may take them to be irreverent. So I'm gonna leave it at that, but I thought that was phenomenal, mind-blowing when I heard that.
Something I just took from that.
Go ahead.
Moms shouldn't be stressed to begin with in pregnancies.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things like, bruh, I get there's single moms out there in the world, but the people around her should be stepping up to compensate for that lost father figure.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So, just taking away from the whole your son being born this way or that way, it's like, yo, step up, be that cushion, that support system like you guys be praying that you are or preaching that you are and never really are. You know what I'm saying? So just
I like that.
Just support.
The only caveat with that, D-Blank, some things are just out of your hand.
I understand.
I have a couple teachers in my school who are pregnant as one that I'm thinking of right now, where we're pretty close.
Yeah.
She's probably not stressed at home or with her friends and family, but the students make her goddamn stressed, man. So some things are just out of her hand. She can't say, all right, guys, I'm pregnant, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I definitely hear you on that, though. That's what I was also going to throw the comment, yo. So ladies and gentlemen, because, ladies also be having babies, too, with baby mamas. I was going to say, don't be ain't shit. Don't stress your person out. But, it's not just them. Environmental factors.
It's facts. It's facts.
When they go out to the grocery store, they might be stressed.
Yeah, that's
somebody
facts.
probably took her plums. I don't know, something. Women get stressed over anything nowadays.
The grapes was on sale yesterday. Yo, I bought a new pot. Sorry. Quick, based on what you said.
Nah, go ahead.
I bought a new pot at Home Goods yesterday. And, I was like, yo, it's a pie. Like, so I cooked some plantains.
Ooh.
Feel me? So I cooked.
Sweet?
Yeah. So I cooked some plantains, right? My girl gonna come into the kitchen talking about why you using a new pot. Because I want to.
What the freak? What? What you gonna do? You gonna let it sit there? You gonna let it sit there and say, "Oh, that's a nice new pot." What is it? Is it an art piece? Isn't it meant to be cooked in? Nah, seriously.
Thank you. Facts. Stressing over nothing.
Oh my God, man.
Telling you, bruh. Moving on. Announcements.
Let's do it.
This episode is still sponsored by D Blank Collective. And I'm wearing a D Blank shirt right now. It says D Autistic.
Autistic Awareness Month is coming up. Yo, I have an announcement too. I have an announcement to that announcement.
What's the announcement?
I'm wearing a Penn State little 3/4 quarter neck right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I think I just gave two different like fractions. Whatever it's called. D Blank has still not provided us with shit. What kind of sponsor is D Blank if he has not provided us with any type of merch? I'm just throwing that out there.
Interesting that you said that. I remember a couple episodes back, you was like shit talking, excuse my language, D Blank. Yo, we gonna make him into sweat rags and this and that, and I won't wear the merch unless you do such and such and so forth and so on. So
all right, hear me out.
I haven't reached that goal of you paying full price for the merch yet.
Hear me out. Hear
I'm
me
listening.
out.
Go ahead.
Hear me out. When you're sponsored, the payments are reciprocated in a different form. So like you give me some of your shirts, but not, and hear me out also. I don't want a D Blank like D Autistic joint. You could put your little logo D Blank like right here, like in the very small letters on my shoulder. But I'm looking for Palaver. That's what I'm looking for, man.
Oh,
I'd wear that. And I thought that's what sponsorship is. Like when Nike was sponsoring somebody, they had the little Nike logo, but more of the school or the organization is like the large.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, I was self-sponsored, but he was sponsoring the whole, like he was supplying merch to me. But now that I know that you also want some merch, I'll slide some your way.
That's what I mean.
In due time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to him.
All right,
I'm gonna talk to him.
Go talk to your guy. Yeah, go talk to your guy.
I'm gonna talk to him and see what I can do.
Bet it up.
Yeah, that's enough for announcements. But anyways, just want to say today was a nice day. It was a nice day. Like I walked outside with my jacket on. I'm just like, yo, bro, do I even need this today? Which makes me think it's about that time of the year. Me and Sean, we've come to something where we like play basketball 1-on-1. We've been doing it for years now, for as long as I can remember. Wow, you guys would think he blown me out. Nah. The record is somewhat close. I don't know if I'm winning or losing, but we're not that far apart in wins versus losses, because you know this jump shot's water. But as of recently, we've been doing like 2s-on-2s. But me, my girl, and then him and the girl he's dating. Last year we just started it. We played outside, like rained, so like messed us up. But
you could call her my girlfriend. It's fine. My bad. I'm about 50 seconds late, but go ahead. Yeah,
you do that a lot. But anyways, just remember, guys, his brain processes a different speed than mine, obviously. But yeah, so this year I hope we can get more into that, because I'm hitting the gym, trying to get that cardio popping, get my girl in the gym, trying to get her cardio popping for those long games.
Let's do it, because I remember the last time we played when it was warm, like possibly late
in the afternoon.
Late September. That was our last game at Belltown, or it probably was like early October.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all. Let me help y'all contextualize this. Dev ball skills are analogous to Scotty Smalls from The Sandlot when he first tried to learn how to play baseball. Y'all remember how trash he was? Y'all remember Scotty Smalls didn't even know who Babe Ruth was? I'm gonna leave it at that.
Anyways, bruh, you bashing on my game, but I'm pretty sure that if I was getting paid to play, I would go from Scotty Smalls to like a Swaggy P. Easy.
I have to disagree there. Wait, so getting paid to play how much? What league?
Well, I'm saying, okay.
How many days a week you playing? How many days a week you practicing?
Now, let's say, you know what I'm saying, I'm a kid growing up.
Yeah.
And I was told, it's known that when you go to college, you get paid to play. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
So now
I get it.
I work harder as an individual to make sure I get to a certain college, whether it be D1, D2, whatever. Most likely D1 or D2. Just so I can accumulate that pay, you know what I'm saying? And perfect my skills so that I can move on to the NBA, because the percentage of people that get into the NBA is low. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to being paid, I think that's a great motivator to a young kid trying to make it in basketball or even football or any sport at that.
Okay, so I'm coming into this with an open mind.
Me as well.
Ooh,
But
so-
I stand on my side.
And usually I could be unyielding. However, whatever I say today is not immutable. So whatever I say, my thoughts could be changed.
Okay.
But so far, I'm not really feeling that because I have a perfect rebuttal for that.
All right, go ahead. I'm listening.
So I think the numbers say about roughly 7% make it to play college ball. I think 2% of that of high school athletes play D1 college ball.
Okay.
That's like a dream when you're younger. Your dream, if you're a baller, that's what you want to do. You want to play some sort of sport, some athletics.
Of course.
And I think there have been studies that have also shown that basically, especially here, it's talking about one article I read where they said, since it is their job to play college ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should not be receiving any form of income. And I was also thinking, not only is it their job to go play college ball, whether it be football, basketball, tennis ball, hockey ball, soccer ball, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
It's an extracurricular sport. So that should be the incentive alone, because their reward and incentive is basically the free tuition. So they're still student athletes, meaning student comes first before the athletes.
Okay.
So if you're a student, that means your full-time job is being in the classroom. Athlete is the extracurricular. That's the part-time job, even though, you might say it's a full-time job. And also, I can only imagine the decline in players' performance as they started to get paid. And that's another topic of its own, because we 17, 18 when we get to college. Could you imagine putting $2,000 a week or whatever the amount is in students' hands, even $500? They are going to make the most imprudent decisions because we are not judicious with our money. People today argue that we need to get rid of geometry, algebra too. I just saw some people post that today. We need to start taking classes on finances, economics, how to budget money. If that's one of your arguments, you think these little motherfuckers gonna be able to basically prioritize or be able to know what to spend the money on? No. We make irrational decisions at a young age. I just don't think paying these college athletes is fair. I don't think we're going to make good decisions. I think it could be detrimental in the long run.
Okay, so one point I want to focus on real quick is the whole money value, right? It's more than my opinion. It's more than just the money aspect of it. I mean, yeah, they get paid. That's the main topic here, but it's more than just the money in a sense, because you throw out high numbers like $500 a week, $2,000, so forth and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking high dividends like that. I'm talking just the right amount of money where if they had a part-time job, they'd still be able to do extracurricular activities such as go to the movies or pay their phone bill, God forbid, or, buy some Nike socks that they've been eyeing for a while that makes them feel more comfortable in their streetwear. I mean, in their basketball uniform or football uniform. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can say stuff like, but Dev, people get full rides and all this other things. They get meal plans where they don't need money in their pockets. But then, okay, think about this for a second. There are people out there who get scholarships. They get grants. Let's say they're on a full ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
They still don't have money in their pocket, like I said, to get Nike socks. to go to the movies with their friends, to buy alcohol if need be. You know what I mean? And to me, that's just not fair to a college student working a quote unquote full-time job, because let's stand back for a second and look at this. Full-time student that plays sports, student athlete, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do film sessions, weight room, they go to class, they go to practice, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they go to like the off-season playoffs, tournaments, they're missing classes. They miss classes for televised games and tournaments. There's times where students are away from school for 2 weeks, right? And now they got to do their homework on the road. Now you're telling me that if student comes first and I'm doing this quote unquote extracurricular activity, why am I not getting compensated better for the fact that I'm now missing classes, regardless if I'm on a full ride or not? Compensate me in some way. Plus, I found out reading an article by a guy named Tyson Hartnett. This article is from 2013. Popped out to me. He's basically like, he played sports in college. And he said his friend had a job where he's working part-time. It was during the off season or whatever. And he's making like $7 an hour. He would go to practice, go to class, so forth and so on. Then go to work his little part-time job for a little bit. But as soon as the season started, he had to cut that job off and could no longer work that part-time job because his schedule was too jam-packed. Now, as a college student on the road with your team, you're getting given like $7. I'm pretty sure the dollar value has risen since then. But you're getting like $7 in meal money to buy like a sandwich and some chips. And apparently, if anything higher given to the student athletes was like an NCAA violation. If you got paid for being away from school, and you'd have like an extra $25, you could pay for some Popeyes or some KFC extra, without having to worry about, dang, I only got $7. I want that Philly cheesesteak, but I can only get the turkey and ham because I want some chips with that.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that for a second.
Yeah, I've been processing everything you're saying. A lot of what you said. A lot of what you said is untenable. Like it can't be defended against because a lot of it is anecdotal. It's what you perceive from the outside. I played college ball for 2 years, and that was just D2. Let me tell you a couple of things. You don't have time. Because you mentioned about, you also contradict yourself by saying them going out to movies and having spare change money to buy crew socks. You're provided a lot of that if you play on an athletic team. 1, 2, you don't have time. If you mention it's a full-time job and a full-time student is usually 15 minimum credits or around 13. And then a full-time athlete, you mentioned athletes,
Yeah,
full-time, they don't have time to go to the movies to go drink liquor. You don't have time. So what's the extra income for? What's the disposable income going to be for? No reason at all. It's going to be for them to make imprudent decisions. I'm going to say it again. Irrational decisions with that money. Don't give them money. They don't need the money. They're focused on sports and athletics. Their incentive should be to make it to the pros. Their incentives should be to utilize this free education I'm getting and get my degree, just in case I don't make it to the pros. I understand what you're saying with the going and out and playing for 2 weeks in the school and things of that nature, but you signed up for it. You earned it. You earned that. I still look at that. I look at that as a reward that I'm missing class right now. You think they got to do the homework on the side on the weekends? No, they don't. They get a pass. They get a pass for missing those classes, man. The professors are in cahoots with the athletic organizations. And let me also ask you a few questions because I think the strongest form in the argument is proposing questions.
Mm-hmm.
Would athletes be paid differently depending on the sports they play? How do you go about that and navigating that?
See,
people in crew, are they going to get paid the same as people in SEC football, Alabama?
See, that was something that I was really trying to wrap my head around, and there's only so much information I could truly find to basically make sense of that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in the NCAA, you got the D1s, you got the D2s. My original proposal was, and my thought was, all people in D1 should get paid basically the same base rate. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
if Alabama goes 13-0 or Alabama goes 0-13 and somebody like I don't know, like South Florida gets like 13-0 or whatever, they're still getting paid the same as Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But then I thought to myself, well, Alabama is way more popular than South Florida, and it wouldn't make sense to players because it's just like, what? How does that even make sense? How's South Florida going on 13? I'm going 13-0, and they still making the same amount of money as me. Then it comes down to this: you pay the same base rate, but you get certain bonuses based upon how far you go. If you go like 5-5, right? Then you get a certain bonuses start kicking in. You know what I'm saying? But if you go 0-13, you still got that same bonus. I mean, that same average salary, whatever it may be. It's not gonna be some high, tremendous amount of money because then you have to think about it. There is 50 players on the team, give or take. You can't be giving each player $2,000, fam. I'm not talking big hot dollar values. I'm talking about just enough money in your pocket where if that person decides to save up when the season is over and you're lounging or go back home for the summer, you got some money in your pocket while you look for that part-time job or that full-time job to pick up. You got like $500 in your pocket. Like, oh, snap, listen, I'm coming up for the summer. Let's do something.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're looking at it like, well, they don't got time. Like I said, like I didn't say this before, but like I said before, like I'm saying now, summertime, when they go home from school, they got money in their pockets. They don't got to worry about hitting their moms up or their father. Oh my gosh, father, I don't have any money on me. Can you spare me $100 while I look for this job? It's like, yo, stuff like that to some people is important. There's people working out here 40 hours a week, no school, no nothing, no kids, no nothing, bruh. Out here struggling just to get by. Imagine a high school kid or a college kid coming off a football season or basketball season, having a great season, freaking won the NCAA championship, bro. He got his bonus check, like the coaches do, and he got like an extra $200 in his bank account now, chilling. Now he can come home, take his girl out on a nice date, take her to Red Lobster, Morton Steakhouse. You get what I'm saying? So that's my stance on it. It's more than just your whole they'll make bad decisions with money. I get that. I do. But at the same time, you're talking about college kids, bro. That college athletes that don't have time during the season.
So
which goes back to the fact of there would be an average salary pay or base rate for each player based upon D1 or D2 or D3 or whatever. And then the bonuses will kick in based upon if you make it to the playoffs, if you win the championships. That would then push players to work harder to progress farther because they know there's extra stuff to get.
That's it. I do echo a lot of what you're saying. I thought about that. In preparation. There's a few caveats with that also.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Because now let's take a little walk. Let's gallivant through rhetorical questioning lane.
All right.
So basically, imagine if payments were involved and these athletes are incentivized, right? To commit to the college or university with the highest offer. Even if it's a baseline offer now. So let's even talk about the baseline, because that's a solid argument, the baseline. Imagine the Citadel baseline offer, small program, but they have a program. They've been going 2-15 every year compared to Alabama. Alabama football played the Citadel this year, who wins every year, and they get that bonus, that reward. Who do you think these scholar athletes are going to choose during recruitment season?
They're going to go to Alabama.
They're going to go to Alabama.
Which is great that you said that, but continue because I have a rebuttal for that.
What's going to happen to these athletes if they're not choosing the Citadel? Or even, I'm going to talk, because maybe the Citadel, you don't get the most superior athletes.
Okay.
What about Alabama versus who's the worst team in the SEC conference? I'm going to go with Alabama, and South Carolina has been bad, but they're still in the SEC. And the Alabama, South Carolina gets those 5-star and 4-star recruits. Who do you still think they're going to go to? Alabama. NCAA ball at a glance will be gone sooner or later. Some of these programs will just diminish. All the recruits are going to want to go to Alabama. These people are money hungry. They're going to hear money, incentivized. Bama keeps winning. I'm going to Bama. So it's not going to work because it's going to turn into a business. We're in a capitalistic society based off capitalism, baby. They're going to sell it as we're a winning program. You come to us, you will be rewarded. Don't go to these other SEC programs. There's not going to be an SEC program anymore. It's going to be gone. Same thing with basketball. And I'm going to focus on basketball and football because I have an argument to how people are going to get paid. How do you basically quantify that? Because studies show that, not even studies shows, it's actual like facts and just research, not even research, I'm sorry, evidence that basketball and football brings the most revenue.
That's a fact. It makes up for lost profits.
So some of these teams will just be abolished. There are going to be no programs. If they can't get recruits, they can't get players, there aren't going to be any programs.
All right, so.
Or any programs worth watching anymore because these top star recruits are just going to go to the money and gravitate towards the money. So that's going to be a major issue. With that incentive of getting bonuses, but after the baseline. So that's the problem with that, the caveat with that.
Okay. You done?
Yep, that's it.
All right. So to rebuttal what you said, basically, we're not to necessarily rebuttal completely, but just to kind of give something I looked up as well. You were saying that, Alabama would get the 4 or 5 star recruits, even though they already get them now, right? That money would then amplify that, is what you're saying, basically, right? Because of the incentives and all that good stuff. But something that Tyson Hartnett said in his article, he said there is something called the Flutie effect, named after Doug Flutie. He went to Boston College and he won the Heisman in 1984, right? The Flutie effect is basically a surge in college admissions after a big sports win. That's now while players are not getting paid. You get what I'm saying? So the whole bonus, incentive, base rate, all that stuff, that doesn't even matter right now because the Flutie effect is basically saying, bruh, Alabama goes 13-0. They're already getting 4 or 5 star recruits compared to South Carolina, who get nobody. South Carolina might get more players now based upon the fact like, oh, snap, I may not be able to go to Alabama, but I can go to South Carolina because at least I know I'm getting something for playing. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you're getting that motivation instead of being on a team that goes freaking 1-12 every year, but you're getting something from it. So that's my whole thing on that. Like, it doesn't even matter about the whole pay because that stuff is already in effect now. People out here, coaches getting bonuses for making it to the playoffs, for winning tournaments. Like you got players as part of the basically the advertising team. They show you this beast player on the commercials, cutting people up, scoring the touchdowns. Yo, come watch Alabama versus Miami, man. It's going to be a great game. Look at number 15 throwing that 300 yards on the average per game. He's doing a great job out there, right? But he's not getting paid. But yet, he's on a commercial. By the way, NCAA made a deal with CBS, a 14-year deal actually, for $10.8 billion. 14 years on television, $10.8 billion. That means NCAA is I would say, almost multi-billion-dollar company or billion-dollar company, average. But you have all these players being on your television, not getting paid. Jack squad.
What happened to earning what you deserve? They earned the right to receive that free tuition. The next step is to incentivize them by saying, hey, listen, you play hard, you get to go in. I'm going to keep going back to that argument. It's just you can't incentivize players and pay these players who are lazy. Because look at it like this. These players who get big contracts in NBA and NFL, they fall off or they get lost in obscurity because, they get lazy. Who knows what they do with the money? But anyways, off that topic, you said the Doug Flutie effect. That actually has been debunked. It really hasn't really been substantiated and proven that Doug Flutie, that game winning in, what was it, 1984?
So they say.
Or whatever it was.
Read that as well.
Brought in like an influx of admissions and people going to the school. False. Also, to add on to that, I had to disagree. I think it's this human nature. We're greedy. Isn't that one of the sins in the Bible?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go where the money's at. More money. They'll rather take the 1,800 given because Bama's always winning rather than that 500 a month baseline. I don't doubt it, even though, that can't really be substantiated or basically proven right now because, we don't get paid. But just based off experience and what we see in the NFL during free agency, people leave winning teams just to get the bigger contract. That is a fact.
And it's the same with college students who get the full rides. They still leave that college and go to another college because they feel like they'll get more exposure.
But imagine the money now. Put the money aspect into it. People are going to leave schools because they're going to go to the highest bidder. And some of these programs are going to be abolished and just taken apart and disbanded because people are going to other schools. And now think about it. Don't even think about the athletics part. Now, some people who may have chosen a school because of a particular damn, I can't even think right now. Major, Jesus Christ, a particular major, they don't have the opportunity no more because they're like, damn, I still want to play sports, but I also wanted to study in Euro psychology or whatever. They have one of the best programs in the country, but I do want to play football. I do want to play basketball still. You're not giving them their opportunity, their dream to play sports and study that because now that program has been disbanded because these greedy bastards want to go to the other team that's making more money. I think that's going to be the only issue with giving those incentives. And the baseline issue, if you just stick with the baseline issue, don't reward people, who's going to be paying out this money? The smaller schools like in the Midwest conferences like Montana State, the Big Sky, they rarely get any fans. And that's going to create like a contentious like NCAA. Bama's going to be like, we should not be making the same as Montana State. So that's why they can't be a baseline. And my argument to why they can't have incentives, a lot of programs are going to close down or they're going to be lost. I don't know, man.
I get it. I get where you're coming from. I'm understanding of that. But just keep this in mind for a second. There are people that go to college, right? Mm-hmm. Since we're just talking about basketball and football here. For football, to be eligible for the NFL, it's 3 years, right? Mm-hmm. Basketball, if I'm not mistaken, is 1 year. And the NBA Association is talking about bringing it back to be getting drafted out of high school. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, here's my standpoint on this. If you're getting, as a child, like I said in the beginning, you dream of making it to the career goal of NBA, even a WNBA. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just to play professionally. Your goal is to play a sport you love, air quotes, because some people love it, some people don't, but they do it for the money. Now, you give a college student who's been dreaming of playing in the NBA, he's now, like for example, Zion Williamson. Is that his name? Yeah, Zion Williamson. I forgot his last name. He's playing a year, going in the draft. Easy. 1, 2, 3. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, if you paid Zion, he would probably stay. Think about this for a second. He may or may not, but it would give a college student the incentive to stay the full 4 years, get their degree, and also have some money in their pocket. Not a lot, but just enough to get by.
There's no way.
You don't think they're going to stay the full 4 years?
No. These people, come on. Do you look at yourself? Longevity-wise, you're thinking
degree,
the $5 million bonus. So they get way more than that. If you're a first top 10 pick, Zion's gonna be like top 10, or the $400 a week at the 4 years in degree. Get the hell out of here. Zion, longevity-wise, he's thinking about, I'm gonna be in the NBA until I retire at 35, 40. And there's no way. And going back to it, man, I think the real argument here is how do you discern who gets paid a certain amount? Because goddamn well, Zion Williamson should not be getting paid as the person who's clapping him up after every dunk on the bench. That's going to create some division between the team.
All right. So
it's hard, man.
No, I get that. I mean, my base argument basically was students should get paid, but as we converse more into it, it really is tough to really come with a. I mean, yeah, my whole baseline and incentivized bonuses and stuff like that does come into play, but it's like I just feel like when you're somebody putting so much work into something, there's people that put so much work into this and don't even get drafted, bro.
And they make, like you said, these numbers you threw out there. The NCAA makes how much? Billions or millions?
Like millions. They're almost like a multi-billion-dollar
company.
company.
So much money off jerseys, the games, the jerseys, the games, the commercials, the ticket sales. Yo,
fam,
it's in an ideal world. Hey, pay them. That'll be lovely. But there are just so many little flaws with it that it's going to be hard because there are going to be a lot of issues.
Something that Tyson also said. So NCAA was founded in 1906.
Okay.
Said Theodore Roosevelt helped create it, and he said that basically he feels as though the system is still the same because back in 1906, I didn't see people caring for college sports. You know what I'm saying? Same with like WNBA. They was like, yo, why should we make a WNBA league? Nobody's going to watch that. But people actually watch it. People actually watch college sports. Like it's something that's blew up. It's been around for over 100 years now. So people's argument as to why they shouldn't get paid is more like, yo, bro, if the system ain't broke, don't fix it. But it's like, but y'all continuously are fixing things like, y'all changing the rules in the rule book to not do this, to not do that. A student's eligibility to get into the NBA draft, but yeah, you're not changing the whole aspect of a student getting paid. And it is hard because you really have to punch numbers as far as the dude clapping up Zion after making a dunk. But
that is.
I mean, I get it, but it's just like, dang, yo.
That's a great point. You said everything is being adapted to and changed, but the one thing that's staying immutable is the fact they are not getting paid. Do I think it's unfair? Absolutely.
I mean, you could say the same argument for coaches, though. Coaches get bonuses and all that stuff, and they get paid different ranks. Like Alabama coach getting paid one thing, South Carolina coach getting paid another. But the South Carolina coach not looking at Alabama coach like, dang, I wish I could make that much. He's trying to strive to make more.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? And he understands what's at stake here because, like you said before, the coaches are signing up for this the same way the students are also signing up for this. You get what I'm saying? So, like, I get that whole aspect of figuring out how to get paid, who should get paid this, and so forth and so on. But I'm 100% sure there's a way around that. The same way when you work at a retail store, the store manager makes this much. The cashier makes this much. The stock person makes this much. All work for the same company in the same exact store. They all have different roles, but they're getting paid differently, yes, based upon what they bring to the table.
But that's what I'm trying to say. So practically it won't work out because Zion is doing the same shit.
Know your worth then.
He's doing the same shit, excuse my language, same thing that bench player number 8 is doing in practice. The only thing Zion is doing better is balling, playing. Zion will be angry that he's making the same amount as bench player number 8.
Well, bench player number 8,
that's not fair.
Just to flip it, bench player number 8 should be working harder to get where Zion is. Think about it.
No, I absolutely. I'm thinking about that. I'm bench player 8. I'm happy as hell making the same amount as Zion. But you think about it from Zion's perspective. You not going to be angry? Dev, I'm going to be angry if I'm a teacher in my room doing everything I do, and my students are passing their test scores, I'm working hard, and the teacher next door is sleeping, putting movies on every day, and his students are not passing and getting paid a little more than me, or just the same amount.
Okay, I understand that. I'm
going to be envious, and I'm going to be a little disgruntled. Like, yeah, that's not fair. I don't want to be in this place anymore. I
still stand firm though that students should get paid.
No, I got you.
But I understand where you're coming from as well. It is a major factor figuring out who gets paid. But it does lead one thing that does point out that you got to acknowledge. It would make, if Zion got paid more than number 8, it would make 8 work a little harder to get where Zion's at to get that PT.
There's a lot of favoritism in politics and sports as well.
I understand that.
Zion brings a lot of tickets. A could be bringing a lot of tickets too, but maybe he wasn't the highest recruit.
I mean,
coming out of high school.
RJ was the highest recruit, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I'm just saying though. What if 8 is that spectacular, but he wasn't highest recruit? You've heard of walk-on stories and things of that nature. Walk-on would just be another,
like Tom Brady.
Brady was. I don't think Brady was a
Drafted
walk-on.
number 6 round.
But walk-ons would be in like another issue of its own, Dev, because they're not getting paid. Let me rephrase. Walk-ons, they are not receiving free tuition.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. What will we do about them? They're in their own little category over there.
I'd love to hear the listeners' point of views on this.
I agree.
To be honest, maybe there's something we missed. Now we overlooked that y'all could give us more insight on.
I'm sorry, we didn't mean to just marginalize ball players, basketball and football. It's just, I feel like, that's mainly where the topic is.
Here's a fact regarding that. Swimming, tennis, volleyball are less popular in college. And it's a fact that basketball and football make up for that lost revenue. It's just a fact. Mm-hmm. It's all, you can look it up, bro. Mm-hmm. It's a fact. So that's why we didn't really cover those sports. We get that, but they can get paid a certain way. Just the umbrella here is NCAA should be paying players for using their time.
You would think, but there are just an amalgam of issues with that. And to be honest with you, my man, that's all you see on TV. The most prevalent sports are just basketball and football.
Yeah, fact.
Baseball, I feel like I only see it when it's playoff time. Yeah, got the baseball World Series. That's it in college.
You think about
they show every football game, basketball game.
Baseball players for like 188 games or some high number like that. And you're just like, oh shoot.
On college? Nah.
Oh no, I'm talking about major.
No, you see, dude, damn, is Major League Baseball a lot? Nah, not as much.
They're not. You may catch them on like a random Thursday at 2 p.m.
They get paid more than that.
Yo, they get paid big, bro. Even the was it AAA?
They get paid a good amount too alone.
Paid amount, good amount, bro. More than these football players do.
Wow,
it's crazy. But listen, man, I think we've covered enough as far as we can go, as far as the research and the time that we took to really look up points.
We forgot to throw in gambling. That's another way they bring in revenue. Gambling.
Facts.
Gambling is huge. Vegas makes bank off of these players. But my bad.
One last thing I want to put on there. NCAA is considered a non-profit organization, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. just something to really just think about for a second.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That is okay.
Yeah.
So
close it out.
Closing out. Like I said before, we gave y'all what we researched. We gave y'all opinions. Definitely reach out to us for your insight on the whole situation, and if there's anything we overlooked, please contact us on the social medias: Instagram at SoulPalaver, Gmail at SoulPPodcast@gmail.com. I just want to give a quick shout out. I just want to give a quick shout out to the girl who has the insecure ex-boyfriend that basically brought up the whole topic of last episode regarding insecure boyfriends. She had reached out to me after listening, and she's basically like, listen, after listening to the episode, I really did feel good about myself and understanding that it wasn't my fault. Like, I did the best that I can do, and I truly appreciate that you took the time to analyze and understand and bring a girl's perspective into it.
Thank you, girl with insecure boyfriend. Appreciate it.
Ex-boyfriend, yeah. So, shout out to you on becoming a butterfly. I've been seeing her out more and since I first met her.
She thotting? Or
nah.
Oh, okay.
She's not that. She just going out more with her friends and not feeling so secluded in the house.
You should put her on a wand.
Nah.
Damn.
Nah. Other than that, I mean, we got some good feedback. People thought last episode was a good topic. So, man, listen, I appreciate you guys. Sean, appreciate you guys for listening and giving us that time of your day. Whatever you may be doing, cleaning, writing your trash-ass lyrics, whatever the case may be. I appreciate you guys listening to this. Anything we're doing there?
I didn't really get much feedback this week from many people. I think Victoria did a wonderful job. My brother thought so as well. Very insightful topic. I did receive a lot of evaluative praise. I'm appreciative of that, and no pun intended. I'd rather have appreciative praise. And as a teacher, we know the difference. Evaluative praise is basically, oh, that was a great episode, while appreciative praise, is more, oh, that was a wonderful episode. I really like it when you guys were divulging or discussing this and that. Oh yeah, and I really like this part. It's like a teacher just putting a check mark on a page. Great job, compared to circling what you liked and explaining why you liked it. I'm not trying to be fastidious here and demanding on what type of, but we love the feedback. Yeah. Whether it's negative or positive, that's really helpful. And just keep it real with us. If Dad's episode was garbage, fam, what the hell were you talking about? Yeah. Like, damn, what was garbage about it? What could I have done better? Thank you guys though for listening.
Speaking of that, Kellens had slid into Snapchat DMs, and was like, because when we first came out, he actually was one of the first people to hit me in my messages, like, yo, what's your goal? What's your what do you hope to accomplish with this? And he gave some insight, some ideas that he threw at me, and then he hit me recently and was like, yo, fam, like, I don't even know what else to say to you guys at this point, because you've completely evolved. Just to paraphrase what he's saying, you guys completely evolved, and I love how you guys are, how you guys talk about something and then lead into the topic. So he gave, appreciative feedback? Yeah. So, shout out to you, Kellens, for listening. Do appreciate you.
Thank you for that, Kellens.
Another thing, listen, man, Miami, Florida. Listen. You don't have to go to Miami, Florida every year. I'm sorry, I just want to give a quick round. You don't have to go to Miami, Florida every single year for spring break. There's other places in the United States of America that you can go to. What does Miami offer? Miami, Florida is full of people that are just renting cars and bottle service. You literally surrounded by a whole bunch of people that don't even live in Miami, bro. How you really getting a true experience of a place that's literally tourists? Think about that for a second, bruh. Go to somewhere like Bahamas, or actually that's out of the U.S. You can go to places like Texas. You can go to surrounding states. If you're from the East Coast, drive your ass to Rhode Island. Drive your ass to Maine. Drive your ass to Jersey. Drive your ass to North Carolina. Drive your ass to Virginia. Bro, y'all spending $300 plus on some tickets to go to Miami just to buy some fake rental car for 2-3 days. Then you go and buy bottle service. Then y'all taking little lame pictures. Bro, you went to the same spot last year.
This dude is going on a diatribe, but in my best Ben's Live voice. N-word, where the hell you been in the contiguous 48 states?
All right, let me see where I've been. I've been to Cali. I've been to Oregon. I've been to Louisiana. I've been to Pennsylvania. I've been to Rhode Island. I've been to Jersey. Where else I been? Off the top of my head, where else I can't remember. I've been to Florida.
Let's do it.
I've been to a couple. I think I've been.
Did you respond? You didn't respond, though.
I didn't respond because I told him I told you got to listen to the episode if you want to find out where I've been at.
Let's get it.
I've been to North Carolina.
Let's get it.
I've been to Virginia.
Let's get
it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be out here trying to explore the 50 states. And I don't understand how people can go to the same exact spot. It's like, all right, go to Florida. Cool.
In my best student voice, you never been to the state of Atlanta?
No.
I hope that didn't go over your head. My students sometimes think Atlanta's a state. All right, but I'm good. All right,
I'm gonna let you rock with that.
It makes me angry.
My brain didn't process fast enough to pick up that joke, but I do appreciate that joke.
I got you.
They think Atlanta's a freaking...
I have a lot to say, but I love them to death.
I feel like they believe New Orleans is a state as well.
A lot of old folks do too.
Listen, go to Florida, bruh. Go to Orlando. Go to Disneyland or Disney World, whatever's down there. You know
Let them live, D.
No, because every year you on the Snap, you on the Facebook post. Yo, Miami Nights, baby.
I like them live, man. Miami's fun, man. It's fun. It's fun. I gotta
get
make
it.
that trip again.
But you gotta go to a certain amount. You gotta go to a certain crowd, your friends or whatever. I get it. But if you crowd you hang out with is always fun and lit, why are you always going to Miami? Go somewhere else if the crew that you're with is always lit. Because if you're hoping that the area that you're at is lit, then that means the people that you're going with ain't as lit as you portraying them to be.
Maybe they just have something extremely favorable or just auspicious for them there. Sometimes other places are just, inimical to having fun. It is. Let's be honest. Some places are just not favorable to fun. Even you could be with the most lit person. We went to, you weren't with us. We went to Ocean City in Maryland for Memorial Day weekend. I thought we were with some pretty fun people. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It wasn't the best time, man. It wasn't the best time.
I get it.
It wasn't the best time.
But then again, you gotta bring females. You gotta bring females with you.
Women always know how to have fun, man. I love going out.
Plus, they keep you busy. As far as
and they always want to do something. They want to wake you up at 7 a.m. Come on, we got to
go to brunch.
Vacation.
Let's go to brunch.
Let's go do this. Let's go drive by alligators. Your boys,
they're not waking up to go shopping.
No, sometimes your boys will. It's parking lot pimp. That could be aggravating. Again, we're not too old for this. Let's go do some fun activity. I'm out of here on that note. All right,
parking lot pimping in your rental whip. Listen, man, appreciate you guys listening. Another episode of Soul Palaver. You know how to hit us on our social medias, man. Everything will be in the description. We love y'all. Peace.